Good morning, good night. Today, we are down in Daytona Beach, Florida, because we are going to the 24 hours of Daytona, the Rolex 24.
At the inside row, it's the quickest away with Felipe Nasser trying to make good on the outside.
And these are 7 things you need to know about attending the 24 hours of Rolex at Daytona. Let's go. Number 7, get there early. It's a whole experience. I'm here for 2 days. If I had more time, I'd be here for the whole week, for the extended weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But here we are, and this is tent camping in Daytona. Pretty cool. It's in the shadow of the stadium. You can just see it over the edge over there. I expect to be kept awake all night tomorrow as these cars, hey, how you doing? As these cars go around, but nothing's more fun than being just in the vicinity of all this power. Killing me. And you really want to get there at least 1 day in advance so that you can settle in, figure it out. They've got a heritage race that includes some of these amazing classic cars. They've got them set up on displays. They've got merch tents. You can go get yourself some t-shirts, swag, there's food, there's drink, and there's just so much to see. And you want to be able to get the lay of the land, really understand what's going on there. Get there early, figure out where things are, figure out where you want to be when critical things are happening. Where do you want to be at the start of the race? Where do you want to be at the end of the race? Where do you want to be in the middle? Kind of figure this out. Check out this car. This is the NASCAR Garage 56 Le Mans car that just crushed it. Little Jensen Button. Yeah, you know him. Anyway, but also get there early to spend a little time with your buddies. Hang, get into it. And it's about the hang. It's a weekend. It's a vibe. More than anything else, it's a vibe. You got to just be down to hang and enjoy the car atmosphere. So the only problem with tent camping is you are reliant on this. Ugh. This is now the morning of the Daytona 24. This is Saturday. And everybody is sort of slowly emerging from their cocoons. I will say we're camping on the outfield, and just found out how the porta potties and the makeshift showers are. Not my favorite. I'm told there are brick and mortar versions of the porta potties and the showers infield, so something to consider for next time.
Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Number 6, sign the start-finish line.
Center of racing as we count down to the start of the 62nd running of the Rolex 24 at Daytona International Speedway.
This is wild.
It's fucking Steve, yeah.
You can actually sign the start-finish line, and that's pretty awesome. It's kind of a nice thing to do. You feel like you're very much a part of the action. Do it. Go experience what the track's like. It's practically a mini track walk, right? I mean, this is what the race car drivers would be doing prior to driving, so pretty amazing. And if you go early enough, you'll beat the crowds, right? We went right as they opened it up.
Yeah, man.
They have all types of driver introduction events. They have the showing of the cars. They have an hourly schedule with different things that happen, and it's cool to just kind of follow what's going on. Oh, by the way, go find some more friends. Go bump into them. Do the hang. Get into the vibe. And just really take it all in, because it's a big event, it's a long event, and there's a lot to see and do. Oh, by the way, sunscreen. Number 5, pack your own food and drink. So obviously, in addition to whatever you're bringing for your tent camping, which is going to be your breakfast, lunch, and dinner perhaps, and some brewskis for the evening, and some coffees for the morning, you're going to want to take some drinks with you as you enter. You can take it through security, no problem, because you are allowed to use a small soft-sided cooler and bring it in, and it's amazing.
Let's do it.
With the two Lexus hunting impacts behind them down towards turn one.
Number 4, watch from everywhere. So while you're going to be spending a good portion of your time in the grandstands, as you should, there's amenities, there's cover from weather. It only takes this small trip through a tunnel on a free tram, and suddenly you're on the infield. And now you're watching from any corner you like. Watch from corner 6. Watch from corner 8. Watch next to the man-made lake on the straight approaching corner 9, which is the bus stop or the Le Mans chicane. Find yourself a weird, awkward carnival that's right in the middle of the event, and then decide, oh my god, there's a Ferris wheel, and you're going to take advantage of that to see the cars. Although, unfortunately, as soon as you get up there and pay for your ticket, the cars go under caution for some sort of broken down car. So a great view. It's one of the only ways you can actually see the bus stop or the Le Mans chicane, because basically they don't have any viewing positions from over there. And the reason for that is it's really just too high speed. It's a high risk area, and they don't really want people over there. So unless you've got sort of like a stacker trailer and you can stand on top of it on the other side, the outside of the track, you really don't get a good view of it. But there it is right there. You can watch from the infield parking lot. You can watch from on top of the garages. Makes friends with somebody that's got a crow's nest on top of their RV. The middle of the grandstands has pit lane, and you can go see the start-finish line.
Leader and second place just fueled and pitted at the same time, and they are lockstep with each other. They are just seconds from each other.
And if you keep working your way down, you can even get down to the final turn, and you can see those cars hustling out of turn 14 and onto the finish straight. One of the spots that we found later on the second day was this International Horseshoe turn number 3, but from the infield location. And we found it to be a really nice place to see overtakes, and there was a couple of crashes and impacts here as well, but of course I didn't catch any of that on film. But really nice look, and while we were really getting into the racing there, suddenly we looked up and the sky just looked bad, and we said, you know what, we are going to search for some cover, and we ended up making our way in so we could get cover from the grandstands and the other hospitality areas. Number 3, don't pull an all-nighter. I know you have stories of staying up all night in college and going out to the Ragers and just having a great time, but this is a 24-hour race, and you definitely, absolutely want to stay up and see some of it. I think we stayed up till 1 in the morning on Saturday night, and it was great. I mean, look at these views. It looks better at night than it does in the day. You can see the different colored headlights, and it's just amazing. They were actually providing free, I repeat that, free coffee to help you stay awake if you want a little caffeine jitter. But you're probably going to end up like this guy behind me. And well, it is an option for some people that don't do tent camping or hotels or anything else. You can sleep right in the grandstands. I do not recommend it. Those chairs are not comfortable even for 2 hours at a time. But same story. The race happens all night. Every corner that we saw in the day, you can go back and see it at night, and it still looks amazing. In fact, sometimes it looks better. This was cool with the oncoming lights from each car. Yellow for the slower speed cars, white for the higher speed cars. And look at this. Look at these cars. You really get a sense of speed as they go down the back straightaway there. And in the evening of the Saturday night, I think it's 9 o'clock, they have a fireworks show because, you know, why not? Let's just do this too. Number 2, do not miss the garage action. And this is one of my things you got to do. You got to check out the garages. So this, what you're seeing is video from prior to the race where the cars are being prepped and inspected. They even are doing 3D scanning of the vehicles as they go through to make sure that they have the appropriate aero and they're not outside of any of the envelopes of the design shape or tolerances that they're not supposed to be out of. And you can get right up close to these cars. I mean, I practically could have gotten in that car if I wanted to. I mean, they would have stopped me, but you get the point. I mean, it is reach out and touch. That's how close you are. And these guys are not just here for show. I mean, they're here to actually work on these vehicles. They're prepping for the real race. And this is prior, so all the cars are in tip-top shape. But even during the race, you know, if there's an accident, they rush back to the garages and work on the cars in full view. And it's really exciting to watch because they are working under duress. They're working in the middle of the night. They're really trying to get it done, and it's very impressive. This is at scrutineering where they're inspecting each car prior to the race, taking pictures of things that might look a little bit strange in case they need to document it, but they're holding these cars to very strict tolerances. And by the way, that new BMW GTP Grand Touring prototype looks just amazing. Notice that there's 2 cars, number 120. Basically, that's the actual 120 that participated in the race, and 120 of Chip Hart Racing, which is in Brad Pitt's upcoming F1 film. So I don't know how it's all going to work, but check out that film later, I suppose. And I fully admit I'm not really a Ford guy, but these new Mustangs look amazing. Aside from the fact that they're absolutely huge. They're like giganto vehicles, but they really are attractive. And now a 4-point turn in a GTP car. Prior to the race, it was like Grand Central Station. They got cars coming through every direction, trying to get to their pit stalls, trying to get scrutineered, trying to get inspected and approved for the race. And then during the race, you got the same thing. You got people bringing gas, people getting tires. It's crazy. Get the heck out of the way, by the way. They will run you down. By the way, I was following Roman Grosjean in his Lamborghini and hoping for him to have a great race, but unfortunately they had a lot of problems and they didn't finish the race. So they did quite poorly, and here we actually went to their garage and saw them sort of, I want to say casually working on the car. I think they knew they were out. They were saying, let's see what we can do to get the car moving again, but it was not a big rush for them. And the final reason to visit the garages is because you might catch a glimpse of one of the drivers, which is pretty cool. Again, you're not far away, and number 10 over there, I believe, is Ricky Taylor. You can let me know in the comments if you think I got it right. Maybe you can even grab an autograph. Now, obviously, these guys are in the garage while the race is going on because they crashed or had a mechanical issue, so they may not be in the best of moods, but you might be able to do like this guy and call him over, and you might be able to get an autograph. Number 1, protect your feet and your ears. So I'm talking right at the camera. I mean, it is less than arm's length away from me, and it can barely pick up my voice. What's the thing that I'm trying to tell you here? It's great to watch, but
It's super loud, so one thing you gotta do, give yourself some hearing protection. It's very important. Got mine in.
look, guys, I'm not going to belabor the point. Take care of your ears. You're going to have a bad time. Okay, now the other thing is, look at me. I'm walking. Every time you see a video, I'm walking. I'm on the move, all right? It's a 24 hours of being in a cool spot, but you never want to be stationary for too long. I did about 10 miles per day and about 40,000 steps in total. And I had blisters on both of my feet, and I thought I wore my best shoes, but they were not good enough. So make sure you get good shoes and really take care of yourself. I'll give you one more, a final bonus tip.
I'm here at the airport. I'm just getting my thoughts together, and it's been a hell of a weekend. I'm going to try to sleep on the plane ride home. And Daytona Rolex 24. Impressive. You guys should check it out. I've never seen something that felt so big and so intimate at the same time. It felt international, with great drivers from different motorsport discipline all coming together to run internationally homologated race cars. But at the end of the day, being able to bring in your own beer, no assigned seats, get up and walk around, it's just unbelievable. Highly recommend Rolex 24 Daytona. Awesome. See you guys.
Durrani and Sebastian Bourdais lock out the front row for Cadillac 2. Cadillac Machines but not teammates in LMP2. Ben Keating for United Autosports in the number 2 wins. Mission Food Car is on pole position.